What is going on, everybody? Welcome back here to the College Hoops 2K22 My Career featuring Richard Ball. We're here today. The college career has officially come to a close as we finished off the season in the national championship game against Villanova, where we fell just short to Colin Gillespie and the Villanova Wildcats. Jay Wright going out with a championship on his last game. Coach K losing in the national championship. Sad way to go out, but it's how it happened. We move on as the NBA draft is upon us. Richard Ball will be entering the 22 draft, where he is currently projected to be either late lottery, he could be mid-first round, late first round. It really varies where he's actually going to end up. So we'll go into the combine. Hopefully he can up his stop there. We'll do from there, go into the NBA draft itself, see where everybody gets drafted from this college class, and then from there play a little bit of summer league, and then we will be heading into the NBA. I hope you guys are looking forward to this next chapter of the series. Let's get right into the combine. With Richard Ball entering his name into the NBA draft, he is currently projected to be somewhere in that first round. Where he'll end up is still variable by a wide margin. We're going to the combine to see how he compares. If you know anything about Richard Ball to this point, athletically, he is not the most gifted player. He definitely has the potential to be a good NBA player. Has some of the agile abilities, that you need, but it's certainly not where he excels. It certainly doesn't knock him up into the top range there. But where he really excels, he's pretty fast, he's pretty quick, and his shooting ability is what's got him here. If we remember from a lot of parts throughout that series, he actually struggled early on in his career, and it was really late that he started to blossom, especially as we saw very much later into the tournament itself, where Richard Ball led this team, averaging some crazy numbers along the way. Him and Paolo Banchero really carried that Duke squad. With all of these agility drills, you notice that he wasn't the greatest. He was definitely solid. Nothing to write home about though, but this is where he can really up his draft stock. That shooting ability was what made him such a threat for the Duke Blue Devils. So this is definitely where he's going to up his draft stock. We can just hit all of these shots, which of course, in NBA 2K Combine, they let you hit pretty much everything. So we were able to do pretty well in this shooting drill. Really helped Richard Ball up his stock. And then we were able to get into the scrimmage, where that's where you can really showcase what you look like on the court, the IQ, the passing ability, everything along those lines. And Richard Ball did exactly that. Playing good defense here, getting the strip, going all the way, making the right read, finding the open man, getting the jump shot to go. That was a lot of what he was able to do, showcase what he's able to do on the court, getting to the rim with ease, able to lay it in, finish strong. In this case, another doing it with the left hand or the right hand. He can do a little bit of both when he's finishing. Here, a little stop and pop three, able to get that to go. Really showcasing that full range of skill set, what he's able to do with the ball. Remember in high school, he was an absolute shot chucker. He went to Duke. He was able to restrain his game a little bit and really fine-tune some of those tools. Still a pretty raw prospect overall though, but really showing some promise as we are ready to head into the NBA draft. The combine definitely helped Richard Ball, able to secure himself most likely in the lottery, but where he goes, still up for question. So the NBA draft is officially about to get underway. Richard Ball is officially going to be retiring those Duke threads. Jabari Smith Jr., where will he end up? Chet Holmgren, where will he end up? Those are the two top projected picks. Banchero, he's pretty locked in there at 3, but will some team jump up to take him early? And then Jaden Ivey, where will he land as well? A lot of questions. Let's get into the NBA draft. So with the first overall pick, the Orlando Magic are going to take Chet Holmgren. They take Holmgren at number 1. They think he's the guy. They think he's going to develop into a superstar with his 7'2" frame. Jabari Smith Jr., no surprise, going number 2 to the Thunder. I think we all know that Paolo Banchero is going to go 3. Now here where it comes into question. Who will the Kings take? The Kings take Jaden Ivey. Wow, they did end up taking him at 4. They didn't trade the pick away. Number 5, the Pistons take Dyson Daniels. Wow, the athletic guard that played in the G League. And then Keegan Murray going to the Pacers. No surprise there. And then Portland's going to take Johnny Davis, the star out of Wisconsin. Now it's the Pelicans with a lot of potential on this team. They take Shaedon Sharpe, a player with a ton of potential. Then the Spurs take Jalen Duren out of Memphis. Now, Washington, they take Richard Ball. He has officially been drafted. He is going to the Wizards. Will they retain Bradley Beal? That is still up for question, but Richard Ball goes number 10 to the Wizards. Wow. So I had no idea where he was going to get drafted, but that's pretty cool that we actually go into a spot that actually doesn't have a secure point guard. I probably will start, most likely, from the beginning. Playing with Beal, we got Porzingis. I mean, you got some other players there to work with. I mean, it's not the worst team in the world to get drafted to, so it's all a matter of how well do I play as a member of this team, because I really don't know how good Richard Ball is going to be. Going through the rest of draft, you can see everyone else that's getting drafted, but we really don't know how good Richard Ball is going to be, and that's kind of the fun of this. I don't know. He could totally be a bust, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to cut him early, and then that's the end of his career. He could turn into a superstar. We really don't know, and it's going to be a lot of fun to follow it and to play it. So we're going to be following the Richard Ball my career. Of course, I'm going to be pushing my way for him to be a superstar. Going to be doing everything that I can, but we're going to try to keep it as realistic as possible, because you know me, I love realistic, love simulation basketball, so we'll try to keep it up to that as much as possible. But look at him in those DC threads, looking real nice. We're actually going to get into some Summer League, where we can see some of the top prospects. How will they do fare with not quite NBA talent, but, you know, G League talent. See all of that, see everything along those lines. First one we have here is against the Houston Rockets, actually, which is really fun. Former teammate Paolo Banchero. How will we compete against him? Going right at him here, this time getting the assist. Now going all the way, getting past the defense, getting my first career bucket technically in the NBA. But Jalen Green, Paolo Banchero, was fun to see them in action for the first time. Definitely going to be a duo for the Rockets they'll have for a long time. Richard Ball was able to really handle himself well. Definitely not the most efficient shooting night, but Paolo Banchero, he really struggled early, but was able to find his groove later on. As you can see here, taking some risky shots. The Wizards are like, hey, you know, you're our guy, take the shots. We're playing with Denny Advia. Corey Kispert was their lottery pick last year, so we'll see how we can fare with all of these players. Kispert ended up being terrible, but as you see, Paolo Banchero playing hard, getting the transition three there, showing off his versatility as a player. And then right here, this is where Paolo Banchero is going to really excel. We saw this a lot at Duke, his ability to just keep fighting and make the right play over and over again. And then here, showing a little bit of my potential, a little crossover, step back, getting the green bean three to go. So that was a pretty fun first game. We had 11 points, 12 assists, showing off the playmaking ability, 4 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. The defensive ability was something that was definitely in question for Richard Ball coming in to his NBA career. Again, not super efficient in terms of especially shooting from 3, but was able to get as many shots as I could. Definitely was easing into it. In the second game, we're going to be a lot more aggressive. But as you can see here, Advia having a nice game. Moses Brown making his way. And then Peyton Watson, which is really funny. If you know, from the very first episode of this series, he was actually our teammate in high school. So pretty funny playing together in Summer League. Josh Christopher led the way for them, but Banchero having a solid game. Jalen Green, not so much, but it is what it is. Our second game was against the Raptors. Really not that interesting because Scotty Barnes wasn't even playing in it, so there really wasn't much to be looking at here, but getting some nice shots. I was being really aggressive in terms of my shooting ability, so you notice this little step back three there. This time pulling up in transition, an easy three. Not going to miss that. And then making the plays, Denny Advia with a nice cut. So someone we'll be playing with definitely in that starting lineup. Likely will be me, Beal, Advia, and Porzingis, and definitely Daniel Gafford as well. But then you got Rui Hachimura. You know, you've got Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench. You have KCP, and then even Corey Kispert as well, who we're playing with here. But he really, really struggled. He couldn't hit anything. As you can see, me trying to make some plays. 22.7 assists, 4 boards, 3 steals. Really having a much better Summer League game. As I said, I was just being really aggressive out there. You know, again, not the most efficient. 7 of 19, 2 of 6 from 3, but able to get to the free throw line a little bit more, and we were able to show off a little bit more in that sense. So, big game, and really showing off what we can do. Definitely showing that potential. As you can see, the rest of the team, Kispert, as I said, really looking bummy. But another person that looked really good for our team was Kofi Cockburn, who I love playing with. That pick and roll is so easy. But now we go up against the Lakers, who probably had the worst Summer League team that I've ever faced in this game. They were pretty awful, but I was way, way, way worse. I ended up having probably the worst game I think it was the entire worst game of my summer league career, but trying to make something happen, stayed aggressive, never lost that confidence. If you know anything about especially his high school days, even at Duke, I was the one taking the shots, never lost confidence, always took the shot that I thought, was the best for the team in the moment to try to get some sort of bucket running in transition there, getting something easy, trying to get to the lane. This time, nice little pass down low. As I said, the Illinois big man has been a nice little addition to the summer league team. Nice little spin, able to finish, showing off some of the moves that he has. 11 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and a steal. Again, nothing special, just typical summer league. It's really nothing crazy. And then, the efficiency, again, was just really, it was actually just really, really bad. I was really, really inefficient for the entirety of summer league. But it's just fun, finally seeing it in the NBA game, and I think it'd be nice to have some more of a realistic transition instead of just coming and being, an absolute star right away. Who knows? Maybe he could project his way into being Rookie of the Year. But then we're in the tournament of Summer League. We played the Nuggets in the first game. Campazzo, the little annoying man, really gave me some fits, to be honest. I really couldn't hit anything. I was trying to take some difficult shots, really trying to, try things. Really wasn't caring about winning. But, that three-pointer, that little stop and pop three has been good for us. It's definitely turning into a sort of a patented move. Able to get past the defense there. Trying to just see as many skill and moves that I can and pull off and see what's really working, what's not. That's what a lot of Summer League was, to make it so that when we get to the NBA, it'll be a lot easier to transition and know my limits, but as well as what I'm capable of for this first rookie season. And one thing to also note about that season, we will be doing it very quickly, as in the sense I'm likely going to do the entire season in just one video. Just to kind of go through the career a little bit quickly. I'm going to do it a little bit different. Not going to be playing all of the games. Not going to be doing all of that because, there's plenty of 2K careers out there. We're going to be just trying to follow, instead of just the gameplay itself, really follow the career, follow the NBA as it progresses, follow some of these other rookies, follow everything along those lines, just to see kind of the history of the NBA take place, but through the lens of my career that is Richard Ball. So it'll be a really fun series in that sense, that it's not just the Richard Ball my career, watching him play and all that, but it's actually a little bit more than that. The last game was against the Knicks. Didn't really do anything. There weren't many highlights, so just a little clip of, what we were able to do. Nothing too crazy, but that wraps it up for Summer League. We ended up losing to the Nuggets. I think I forgot to mention that, but yeah, we did end up losing. Really close. I had a chance at a game winner that I couldn't hit, and then losing to the Knicks, no one cares. But 15 points, about 5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals. Again, not efficient at all, about 33% roughly from, and then 29% from 3. Free throw looks good, so that's always a sign of promise, especially for young players. But some other players playing pretty well, and maybe we'll be playing with in the future. I really don't know with this Wizards team, but for me, solid start. Let's actually take a look at some of the other prospects, see how they did. Chet Holmgren, the #1 overall pick, 12, 7, 2, and about 1 block per game. So he's pretty efficient as well. Just didn't really do much out there. Sounds very Chet. He makes the right play. He's not going to force himself up shots. And then Jabari Smith was able to average 15.5. Pretty efficient as well. He was able to do his thing. Didn't really make as many plays, not getting the assists, but the shooting is definitely there. His scoring ability is what made him the #2 overall pick. And then next one, Paolo Banchero, the #3 overall pick. Again, he just didn't shoot it that much, but when he did, he's pretty efficient, playing a lot down low. Didn't really take that many threes, but he was able to really showcase what he's capable of. Not really big on the assists, but probably something he's going to work on. Jaden Ivey actually had a really solid summer league, averaging 17 points per game. And also, again, decently efficient. That's one thing with Richard Ball. He wasn't very efficient. All of his other, the other players drafted with him doing really well. Keegan Murray, surprisingly, 18 points per game. He actually led the Pacers to the Summer League Championship as a rookie. So watch out for Keegan Murray. Maybe he's the steal of the draft. He was that player. I mean, he's projected to be similar to a Paul George, so going to the Pacers fits that. AJ Griffin and Jalen Duren both having solid Summer League campaigns as well. Benedict Mathurin, though, was someone who really just shot out of a cannon. He was really aggressive, not super efficient, but showing real for a Cavs team that's already pretty good, really scary stuff. But we are moving on. The NBA season will be taking place, I should say, in the next video. Going to be really exciting. Going to be fun to follow it as it goes. We're going to be starting off right from where we left off. So the offseason, not much really changed as well. I went through that, and no one really signed anywhere else, especially, which is big because Bradley Beal did decline his player option, but re-signed, so he will be on our team still. What happens with free agency in the future, I have no idea. 2K loves to be wild, but I'm not going to let it do its thing, because if we know anything about the NBA, it's certainly crazy, especially when it comes to trades and free agency. Anything is possible, and I think we've learned that in the past few years especially. But I hope you guys are as excited for this series as I am. It's going to be a lot of fun to follow the NBA. It's something that I usually don't do on this channel, but I'm a big NBA fan, so it's going to be a really, really fun series, especially following Richard Ball, see his progression throughout his career. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, and of course, goodbye.